All right, let's do problem number 3. This is a pyramid. We need to find the volume of this pyramid. Volume equals 1/3 area of the base times the height. So let's find that area of that base. So if I'm looking straight down on this base, it's 10 by 8. So if I was looking straight down on it, it'd be a rectangle that is 10 inches by 8 inches. 10 times 8 is 80. So it'd be 80 inches squared would be the area of the base. Okay, so volume equals 1/3 area of the base, I now know is 80, times the height, which is this dotted line right here. But notice we don't have it. This 14 inches is pointing to this side right here, this edge, right, along the face of this pyramid. So we need to figure out what this height is, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about this triangle. So you can see this right triangle right here that's inside of this pyramid. Let me just shade it in. Maybe it'll help you see it a little bit better. There's a triangle inside of this pyramid, right? It goes right down the middle, a line going right down the middle. Got a line right here going like that. This is a right angle right here. It doesn't look like a right angle because we're looking at it three-dimensionally. So let me just take a look at that thing, that triangle right down here. So if I were to lay it flat, it would look something like this. Okay, that right there. Now let's think about the numbers that we have. This edge right here is that hypotenuse across from the right angle. It's 14 inches. Let's go back down. So that would be, this is 14 inches right here. The 10 inches is not part of the triangle. It's over here. That's not going to help us. But we do have this 8 inches going this way. Now, if this line was all the way across, it would be 8 inches. So this is right in the middle because this is a symmetrical pyramid. It means I know that this from here to the middle would be 4, right? Half of that is 4. So I could put that line right there. That's the same line right there, 4 inches. This line right here, if you look back up here, that's actually the height of, right, this triangle, but also of this pyramid. So if I come down here, that's that number right there. I don't know what it is, but I need that so I can find the height, right? We're doing all of this so I can find the height over here. So let's take a look at this problem. Let me move that out of the way. So I'm trying to find this height right here, right? I don't know what it is, but I can use this to find it. So this is a separate problem within this problem. I got to figure this problem out in order to find that height. So let's solve this real quick. Let me extend my page. A way to solve a right triangle, this works with right triangles, not all triangles, is you can go a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I know that this is familiar to you, right? The c is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is always the one that is opposite the right angle. The right angle is kind of like pointing at it, right? So that's what's going to go where the c is at. So 14 is c, and it's c squared, so I'm going to put that squared right there. These two sides are the two legs, right? The ones that are touching the right angle are the ones that are the two legs of the right triangle. It doesn't matter which one is A and B. I usually put the one that has the x first as A. So x squared plus, and we'll make for the b squared. So here we have this set up. So now I need to do some algebra to solve for this. So I'm going to get rid of these two squareds here. I can at least work those out. X squared plus, I know 4 squared is 16. 14 squared, I just want to double check with my calculator. 14 squared, 196. So I thought it was, but it wasn't for sure. 196. And then we're doing algebra, so I would subtract 16 from both sides. And so I get x squared is what's left on this side. On this side, 196 minus 16 would be 180. You go down a little bit further. Okay, so now we need to do the square root of both sides to get rid of that squared. Square root of this side, square root of this side. The square root of x squared is x. The square root of 180, I don't think that's going to come out evenly. So I'm going to do the square root, second. Okay, got the square root. 180 equals 13.416. Now, because I don't want to round it off completely yet, I'm going to go out at least 2 decimal places. not my final rounding, 13.41642. So I'll go out to there. So now I've solved this. Now remember, this isn't my final answer. This was just a problem within the problem. So now if I go back up here, I was doing that to find that this was this answer, right? Inches, which I was doing that just to figure out this height. So now I can rewrite this formula. Volume equals 1/3 times 80, which is the area of the base, times the height, which I now know is 13.42. So now I can plug this whole thing in my calculator to figure out the volume of this pyramid. So volume, so we'll do 1 divided by 3 in parentheses times 80 times 13.42. Hit enter. I get 357.86666 repeating. So 357.9. So the volume 357.9, and this is inches, so it'll be inches cubed. That is the answer to number 3, and the volume of that pyramid.